Hey everybody, it's me, FireOn, and we're going to be doing a new series. The much-awaited sequel to my classic Jill run of Resident Evil Deadly Silence, and... oh, looks like Chris is dead again. I mean, next time you should probably pull out a gun. Just a thought. Anyhow, first things first, we're going to check the options to make sure everything's optimal. Alright, everything checks out. If we could just get to the game, please. No. There we go. Alright, this time around we're doing Rebirth mode, which is a much more action-packed mode than the original. And we're also playing as Chris, of course, because why would we play as Jill a second time? That would just be a waste of effort. Yeah, we're going hard. No homo. And just for consistency's sake, for those of you who are watching this instead of the Jill run for first, we'll keep the intro cutscene.
Alpha Team is flying around the forest zone situated in northwest Raccoon City, where we're searching for the helicopter of our compatriots Bravo Team, who disappeared during the middle of our mission. No, I haven't found it yet.
Maybe if you look down at the forest, you know?
Bizarre murder cases have recently occurred in Raccoon City.
Yes,
There are
indeed, very
outlandish reports
bizarre.
of families being attacked by a group of about 10 people. Victims were apparently eaten. Bravo Team went to the hideout of the group and disappeared.
That's a definitely good way to set the scene.
Look, Chris!
Someone's having a really big doobie. I want some of that. If it leaves a smoke trail that fucking huge.
It was Bravo Team's helicopter. Nobody was in it. But strangely, most of the equipment was still there. However, we soon discovered why.
It's like they don't even... none of them look like they really care. And Chris is like, no. And he looks like he's constipated.
Hey! Come here!
Oh, look, the red shirt's calling for somebody. This is going to end well. Two, one. Oh, look at that.
Joseph!
Such a wonderful end to his career, right? Yeah, you teach that grass a lesson. Don't even bother with the dogs.
No! Don't go!
And then Brad runs off to China, of course.
Jill, run for that house!
Did anyone call for a Deus Ex Machina?
There are only 3 STARS members left now. Captain Wesker, Jill, and myself. We don't know where Barry
Oh, so much for that Magnum, I guess. And time for the awesome cast intro.
Chris Redfield,
Constipated Badass.
Jill Valentine,
I used to like her until Resident Evil 5.
Barry Burton,
The most awesome character who needs to be in another Resident Evil game.
Rebecca Chambers,
I like her somewhat. Somewhat.
Albert Wesker,
He might as well be Duke Nukem with shades. Oh, wait.
Resident Evil.
You can't get any more B-rated than that, seriously. In a horror film, of all things. Yet... and... wow. We're in the game.
I don't know what happened.
We were attacked. That's the start.
Barry, where's Barry?
Well, I'm sorry, but he's probably...
How do you lose track of a big burly guy in a red vest? Especially in a green forest.
Check.
Okay, Jill and I will stay in the hall. In
Red
case
is
of
the
an
complement
emergency.
of green. So you would kind of see it pop out, wouldn't you?
Chris, take care.
Oh, sure. You say that just because you're not the one who has to go. Speaking of which, Chris goes off without a pistol, so that just kind of makes her seem even more pathetic, because he has the balls to go down this way with just a knife. Alright, let's see what's going down. Hi there. What are you eating? Holy shit. I didn't need it! Oh, what the hell. I just mess with you. That's what you get for killing my brother. He's Kenneth from the Stars Bravo team. Now he's become a mere shadow of his former self. Fantastic. And we'll take those handgun bullets, thank you very much. Oh, you got more? Fancy. You know, I think this is the only Resident Evil game where the ammo for the handgun is in clips rather than bullets. And for that reason, I like this game more than any other Resident Evil. Just because it has clips instead of bullets. Oh, would you look at that? They're gone. What a surprise.
Wesker? Jill?
Don't be surprised, Chris. They just abandoned you to your... They just left you for dead.
What happened to Jill and Wesker?
Do any of us really care what happened to Jill and Wesker? They could be having sex in the room next door, for all we know. Of course, they were grateful enough to leave their pistol behind, which I'll gladly keep with me. Alright, I guess the first things first is that we'll do the main objective, which is to find the herbicide, since it's technically the only thing we can do at this point. Though there are a few key differences in Chris's game. For one, he does not have the lockpick because he's not the master of unlocking, so he has to find small keys. I hope this blood isn't from my teammates. Oh, cliché. Oh, look at that zombie. No dramatic reveal that that zombie is Forrest. And I got it screwed up here, but I get to show off one of the new features of Rebirth mode, which is the one-hit kill punch. One of the coolest things that you can do. Yet all you gotta do is scribble on the touchscreen and you can basically do an instant kill when you're grabbed by a zombie. Wait a minute. This must be Forrest. Great observation, Chris. Top of the line agent right here, everybody. One thing I should mention about Rebirth is that it's not necessarily harder than the original. Sure enough, there are more enemies in some odd places. I mean, they have crows more often now, which is a real pain sometimes. And yeah, there are also some tougher enemies like hyper zombies, or there are enemy encounters for stronger enemies. Though in compensation, there's that instant kill move, and there's also more health and more ammo, which kind of screws it up a bit. If I had to choose a mode that's actually the hardest when it comes to the classic RE1 ports, I'd say that the Director's Cut, what was it called again? Arrange mode is probably the hardest. And I screwed up again. Fantastic. I should probably mention that I played this entire game in like super duper slow motion. Like, not the convenient kind of slow motion, I mean like the super laggy shit. Sometimes it was convenient, but other times it was just so annoying. It made this game go from like an hour to like 10 or 20 hours of gameplay. Oh well, no use complaining about it. Oh, botany books. A botany book about medicinal herbs. As you may know, there are many plants that have medicinal qualities. Since ancient times, humans have been healing wounds and diseases using various plants, preferably by smoking it through a nice cigar. In this book, we're going to explore 3 such herbs that grow around the Arclay Mountains and provide information on those plants with medical properties. I should also mention that you can find this in other places around the world, not just the Arclay Mountains. Each herb has a different color and a different effect as a medical plant. The green one recovers physical strength, the blue one neutralizes natural toxins, while the red herb does not have any effect by itself. Turn the page, please. The red herb is only effective when it is mixed with other herbs. For example, if you mix this herb with the herb that recovers physical strength, the recovery effect will be tripled. Not quadrupled, curiously. By adjusting the amount and experimenting with these 3 herbs, you can create various kinds of medicines, but I'll leave the details in your hands, because that's the best way to acquire true knowledge, or that I'm just too fucking lazy to tell you how it works. Stairs, the ultimate protection between you and them. If only that really worked in Left 4 Dead, you probably wouldn't die as much. I think this is one of the first encounters you'll have with one of the hyper zombies. They lumber about, like, very lazily, more often than usual, but as soon as they see you, they'll come charging, but if you pelt them with bullets, they're not really that threatening. Though in groups, they're pretty menacing. But hey, I've played this game like hundreds of times, I don't think I need that much of a routine. One of the new additions of Rebirth are these blue chests right here. Just a neat little optional puzzle that gives you an extra item for basically solving this color switching puzzle, which I think is a really fun idea. One of the greatest things Rebirth did was making extensive use of the DS touchscreen for puzzles. That was awesome, to be honest. This is like that blue chest is just icing on the cake. There are better puzzles to be had. We'll get to those later on, though. Right now, we're kind of just getting into the game. Gotta get things set up, and the main setting on the way, the main story going on its way. Right now, all we can really do is fetch quest, which is really what Resident Evil is all about, fetch quest after fetch quest. And here I decided to dance with the zombies a bit. See if I can kill them and get rid of them so they wouldn't be a problem later. Or somehow, Chris cannot run over a zombie's body, and for some reason you cannot shoot up the stairs with a pistol. And curiously, you can shoot up it with a grenade launcher. Does that make any sense to you? I don't even know what happened here. You tell me. Somehow I was magically dodging them, but not that time. Whatever the case, they went down pretty easily. But I'll have to admit that early on I was a bit clumsy. Could have been done better. I wouldn't have screwed up so much, but hey, what can you do when you're running at like 1 frame per second? With the herbicide, I suppose we can go ahead and kill some plants, because, you know, there's plenty of trees around, and I hate trees. Chris hates nature, because it surrounds him in an envelope. And here's one of those annoying enemy placements where they have a crow amongst zombies. Because, although thankfully the slow motion does make it more convenient to time your knife strike to get rid of those annoying-ass crows. If I had to pick one enemy in this entire game that I just don't like, it has to be crows. They're just... you never realize how annoying they are until they're like amongst other enemies. By themselves, even then, they're still annoying, but when they're amongst other enemies who are bigger targets and also bigger threats, they're just there to really make you tear your hair out. Thankfully, though, the little trick here still works, and I can just knife this zombie to death through the statue. Somehow we have the abilities to transcend spatial time continuum, or some bullshit like that. And what am I not but an admirer of the arts, or a destroyer of the arts in this case? Chris also not only a hater of nature, but apparently a hater of the fine arts. And apparently wanting a good back massage from a zombie. Run around the rosy. I'm skipping the same room for a reason. You'll see later on. For right now, we have bigger fish to fry. Well, that was good timing, wouldn't you say? Alright, let's dump this whole bag in there, because overkill is totally acceptable. Watch as the tentacle rape monster dies in agony. Come on, this is a Japanese game. What did you expect? And with the giant plant dead, we can grab these herbs, smoke a good fine powder, and take whatever's on the other side, which I believe is the armor key, which is obviously necessary for like 6 doors in this entire place. Goody. That should about do it. Alright, this is gonna be tricky. Fantastic. I am not doing well when it comes to avoiding zombies, alright. If this were an actual zombie survival situation, I'd probably be dead. But anyhow, that's all the time we have for today's episode, unfortunately. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. This has been your commentator, Fireon, and I'll be seeing you in episode 2 of Fireon's commentaries of Resident Evil, Deadly Silence, Rebirth, Chris. Sayonara.